Good morning, pregame crew. Well, there's a wake-up call. That's my alarm to go live. Good morning. Welcome to the show now that I'm all jarred. Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, 6:24 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:24 a.m. Eastern. Good morning. It's good. Yeah, I can look at Frog. They were really good. I love the show 24. The first season was by far the best. Okay. Good morning, Cliff. Hey, Keggers, Marvin, Donald, Greg, KK. Hey, Tom, Squirrel, Shake and Bake. Hey, Rob, Carl, Jungle Cat, Clifton, my girl Nugget, Topher. Hey, Carl. Spaceball. I said hi to you twice, Carl. You're special. Hey, Brian. That's awesome, Shake and Bake. Hey, Jill, Mal, awesome. Tess, good morning. Good morning. All right. Roku. It is gapping up, most likely related to Netflix earnings. They have some correlation. Roku bulls would love to see this happen. A little inverse head and shoulders here. That's a possible pattern, but they're gapping up. The daily 50 EMA is at 93.74. We're right in that daily 50 EMA area. If you wanted a long on it, you could wait for a stair step or tightening pattern. If you're going to be conservative, I'd wait for first 5 minute oversold. Well, good morning. You down with APP? Yeah, you know me. Okay, what was the next one? Frog. Volume's not great, but it's not terrible either. Weekly uptrend looks great. 35 and 35, 35. Got a little bit of a double top there on the weekly. If you're in a long, I'd stay in long as long as these hourly EMAs stay below you on price. APP. We are gapping up to new 52-week highs, but we are not at an all-time high. Bullish. Nice, very nice weekly EQ breaking bull in pre-market. So the way you would approach it if you wanted a long is you would put your prior day high here at 44.89 and wait for some type of pullback. And as long as 44.89 holds, that would be a long signal. Save, we're looking for a daily lower high. They had news that affected them. The JetBlue deal was off, but now they're appealing it, so they're getting a relief bounce. I'd be more comfortable being a bear up here than a bull. Top fishing 923. Could be hourly head and shoulders. Okay, Mara. Mara is green because Bitcoin is up overnight. This is still a potential daily bear flag. I wouldn't trust Mara bulls too far. 1714 is your key resistance. Pre-market resistance 1726. Key support 1605. Anything over 1605 is an hourly high or low. I'm just looking at Bitcoin on the other screen. Bitcoin's in an hourly uptrend. That should help Mara along with the market being green. Daily head and shoulders broke bear. Let's look at silver. Silver's finally bouncing. May get a bounce on this one today with silver bouncing. You're gapping up above yesterday's high, 316, support 308. QQQ is gapping up. A little help from Netflix. We're at all-time highs on QQQ, but not on NASDAQ. We're close, though. We're really close. Yesterday, we started off the day with an 8-hour bull flag that broke bull. And this morning, we're starting off with hourly bull flags that are already breaking bull. Hey, success. I don't think in terms of blow off tops when we're in blue sky breakouts. I don't think in those terms because it can go a lot further than we can remain solvent. So there is a possibility for a blow off top, and it may happen with FOMC next week or Tesla earnings after hours. We just don't know. Hey, Bennett. Hey, Paula. Y'all ready to get started? Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that'd be great. Oh, look at me. I said X. Yay. I've been calling it Twitter for months now. All right. So Asian markets are very green overnight. Hang Seng's up 3.56. Shanghai Composites up 1.8%. So really green overseas. And y'all, we got a clean sweep on the med table. An absolute clean sweep. Typically when this happens, it's like everybody's on one side of the boat. You want to kind of, okay, well, should we look bearish? Because that's happened several times before. Economic calendar, 9:45, we have some data. And then oil at 10:30, oil inventory. I wanted to show you something. This is my 8 grid. It's the top 6 sectors of SPY and then Apple and semiconductors. The blue line is VWAP. This is a 2-minute chart. Do you see how on XLK over here, we barely lost VWAP and then really quickly reclaimed it? Healthcare reclaimed it. Consumer discretionary was weak most of the day. XLF reclaimed it. XLC reclaimed it later in the day. Apple reclaimed it. But look at this one. Can y'all see this? Semiconductors. You see how we never really lost VWAP? Semiconductors were giving us all the clues we needed yesterday to stay in our trades to the long side because they were not giving up the ghost when everybody else was. And semis are the fuel to the market's engine. So I thought that was interesting to show you that divergence. That was a good clue yesterday. All right. Hello, hello. All right, so we're starting off the day. I was going to say an hourly bull flag, but that's already broken bull. So we had the squeeze yesterday, and look at RSI when it barely grazed 50. Bulls bought it. 50 served as support yesterday, and the hourly 50 EMA. As long as we're holding these hourly EMAs, stay bullish and don't fight the bulls. All right, so that's ES Nasdaq. Same thing. Very strong this morning, getting a little boost from Netflix earnings. RTY is bouncing nicely after it gave up its gap up open yesterday and is up here testing resistance of 2017. We just double topped right there. I had in my notes that a 4-hour lower high was possible on the Dow and Russell, but it looks like they're trying to just go take it all out now. VIX has been melting, and I posted in the chat room. I covered it on the market recap video. It melted all day yesterday. So even though we had these little price fluctuations where we would move to the downside here, VIX never popped. It just like a deflated balloon all day long. Fear is exiting stage right. We're approaching a key support of 1235. Bitcoin is up. We're over the hourly EQs, but man, it's EMAs, but they've got a lot of work to do. 4-hour higher low is possible due to the size of this bounce, but we still have a potential daily bear flag on the table. I would not get overly confident if I were a Bitcoin bull yet. Ethereum is red overnight, a little weaker. Okay, the dollar is melting down, and this is helping the market. We had a look above and fail. Look at the daily 200 MA. I'm going to get rid of these resistances. See the purple line, the daily 200 MA? We rejected from there hard. really hard. And we're rolling over from an hourly bear flag. This is good for the markets. You have a gap down here of 102,609. So dollar weakness is helping the market. Dollar weakness should be helping gold more than it is. This is still a 4-hour EQ. Gold should be running with this type of dollar weakness. It's not quite taking advantage of it. And just a reminder, I can't get to all the chart requests in this short amount of time, but once I leave here, I go into the chat room and I have an hour and 15-minute show where I answer all the chart requests that they have. So just know you get chart requests answered 2 to 3 times a day live inside our chat room, and then at any point in time you can post and ask a question. So just know that's not the purpose of this show to go over every chart request, even though I really try hard. So oil. This is what I'm looking at on oil. Is a potential 2-week bear flag. Do you see that? Potential 2-week bear flag, looking for a 2-week lower high. We do have inventory today. We're kind of sideways on the 4-hour. We'll see how this resolves. My bias is to the downside. Good morning, Sir Fernando. Apple is not gapping up. We have a lot of names gapping up. Apple's not one of them. But what's wrong with this chart? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing's wrong with this chart. It's definitely not stronger than the other names that are gapping up like Amazon, but it's still strong. Nothing wrong with it. Amazon, we are gapping up to new 52-week highs. Gap rules apply. Gap rules apply. Meta, we're still gapping up, not as large. We need to get over 390.35. That's the all-time high, right? Yep, that's the all-time high. So 390.35 is our remaining resistance on Meta. They're gapping up. NVDA gapping up. Y'all see that squeeze, that high compression squeeze yesterday? That was beautiful. You see the RSI at 50? Holding. It always gives you a little bit of a clue. I love RSI clues because that's what we're looking for, to find as many contextual clues as we can, find confluence to build our thesis. So on NVIDIA, gap rules apply. This looks very strong. I would not be shorting it right here, right now. Tesla has an EQ. We have earnings after hours. This will be interesting to see how this resolves. This has been some bull divergence on RSI, but bulls haven't proven a darn thing on this name. They're above the hourly EMAs. That's about the only nice thing I can say about them right now. Oh, Fat N, no problem. Thank you for those kind words. Microsoft, our queen of the mountain trade yesterday, is gapping up. I like this for bull continuation. Maybe we could get a pullback to yesterday's high or around yesterday's high, or even $400 psychological for a potential long. Looking for a bull continuation. Netflix, as long as we're above 520, it's healthy. Back burner watch. This is not all-time highs. So just a reminder, this is not all-time highs. $544.27 is the next resistance, and we're getting over that now. And then you're looking up at $600 psychological. So Netflix is on back burner watch. Let's set our alert. SMCI is on back burner watch. Big bull. Big bull. And I have my alert set for that one. Snow, back burner watch. And you could also not wait for the back burner and play these gaps, because if we come down and start to fill that gap and then don't and turn, that's a long signal. Snow has been beautiful and wonderful to each and every one of us that took it this week. It's been beautiful. So back burner watch. Walmart, let me see my notes. I think double daily inside bars. We're in the gap fill area, so double daily inside bars tightening range, and we have a squeeze on the hourly. And I like playing Walmart. I like their options. The premium isn't very expensive, so I like trading their options. So I'm looking to play a bull break on Walmart, not a bear break. If it breaks bear, I won't be trading it. You could, but I want to play the break to the bull side if it happens. Okay, and then Affirm, I'm keeping on reverse back burner watch. It continues to be so good to us. This was our Queen of the Mountain trade yesterday. It got up to 45.68 and then rolled over, down 5.5%. It's up 3% this morning. And if you'll look here on, can you see it? I thought I had it set. It should be there. I thought I set an alert. So I'm setting a reverse back burner alert on Affirm. So I want to know when it gets overbought on the 15-minute during regular trading hours. Oh, I set that on the wrong time frame. I'll have to go delete that. I want to know when it gets overbought so we can have a potential top fish setup again. Affirm will continue to be my short pick. If the market is coming down, I'm going to be looking at Affirm to short. And NVIDIA to go long as NVIDIA stays strong. And ASML is a semiconductor stock that's gapping up on earnings big. That could also lift the semis today. Hey, Lusmart, the compression down here, this is the TTM squeeze indicator. All right, AAVE. Daily downtrend. Four-hour, you're looking for a lower high, and bulls would like to get a higher low on the next pullback, but I wouldn't say they've necessarily made enough room for it. Yeah, hit the like button. Baba is beautiful. That could be a back burner watch as well. And I was looking at the yen, the 3 times leverage, beautiful. And if you took the FXI trade, that I've been pointing out as a mean reversion trade, you're sitting pretty. But I like Baba long. I think you buy dips until bears prove otherwise. We've got a gap up situation, so a pull down to 74.50 could be viable. And if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on in the video description on YouTube down below. There's a PDF explanation as to what everything is on my charts. And I've recently added these 4 C lines, which is the prior day high and low. So I don't have to draw it every time. 4C, daily level sweep by 4C. That's easy to remember. And it plots the prior day high and low for me. And if that has changed my trading, is plotting the prior day high and low and reminding myself who is winning the battle. And it has helped so much. I hope it's helping you. DKNG was one of our Queen of the Mountain trades yesterday because of the squeeze. And we got up to 38.80, this level from after hours, and rejected yesterday. That was kind of a bummer because it did break the 38.47. But I would still say this is a tightening range that you could play a break. You're welcome. AVAX. AVAX has made enough more room than AAVE has for a potential 4-hour higher low. Weekly, we're looking for a higher low. Daily did not get oversold. Could be a daily bear flag. 4-hour did get oversold. That should mark the weekly higher low, or bulls are in trouble. And further downside could happen. If you're in a long and you bought the dip, I'd stay in long as these EMAs are below you. EMAs are so important. If you're in a long or a short, let's look at Affirm yesterday. If you took that short and you say, as long as there's moving averages overhead on the 2-minute, I'm not getting out. You would have had massive gains. We have to learn to build that muscle, that holding muscle of holding a winner instead of seeing green and then taking it quickly. I like to scale out a little bit, but we have to be able to hold on to winners. That's where we get our big gains that offsets those small little knife cuts that we get for the small losses. We have to be able to hold on. And it's a muscle I'm still developing. So it's something that just takes time, and I think I will always be working on it. So just my tip for the day is hold on to your winners. And a warning on DWAC and Fun and Rum. Be careful for offerings. These names are not very stable, and Fun had, PHUN, had 2 offerings last week, I believe. So these names have gone up a tremendous amount in a short amount of time. So let's see. 256% in 12 days. So if you're a company, you're a CEO, you're looking at this saying, man, if I do an offering right here, I can raise capital. So just be careful. Always use stop losses. Always, 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 especially on these names. Okay, let's look at coin. I want to say coin had a down. Did I see a downgrade, or was that yesterday? I think that was yesterday. It had a downgrade. I'm not sure if it got another one today, but coin is green with Bitcoin green. This looks good. The way that you could play this is the gap rules. If 126.15, if bulls were to revisit that, or bears revisit and hold, that could be a long signal for coin. That's pulling back more than I would like. SMCI has some profit taking. Exactly, Foxy. MSOS, I did want to point out, we do have a squeeze forming on MSOS. We have this tightening range. I traded this one twice yesterday. Really love the exactness. I like when a name holds key technical levels and makes it pretty straightforward and clear. I'm not saying easy, straightforward. JPM does that, and I think MSOS does that. I've been watching it more closely. And again, I like this squeeze on the hourly chart. Will we get a daily lower high, or will we get news and get a daily higher high? Netflix got a boatload of upgrades too, just FYI. If you're in the hunt for a short on Netflix, I wouldn't. Hey, Joka. Jim, how far down on a back burner? So on snow, for example, did we get a back burner yesterday? Yeah, we got a 5-minute back burner. So maybe 5-minute or 15-minute oversold. I'm constantly judging the name. Let me type this out so I can keep myself honest. When I'm looking at a back burner, I'm judging volume, bear volume. Is it excessive? I'm assessing the market. Is it now bouncing? Because I want the market to be doing what I'm looking for. If I'm looking to go long snow, I want the market to be bouncing. And then where are my levels? Do I have any levels nearby? That's what I'm constantly judging on back burners, whether it be 5-minute or 15-minute, is there are multiple variables that go in into the decision tree as to whether I would take a back burner or not. It's not just 5-minute oversold, boom, I'm in. That's not how it works. So just, I wanted to clarify those little details, but they're really important. And when I go live in 13 minutes in the chat room, I take trades live and I go through the logic of here is why I'm in this trade. This is what I'm looking at. QQQ hasn't made a new high of day. And I just kind of walk through all the correlations that I'm looking at. Speaking of correlations, SMCI has been great for heads up on NVIDIA and AMD. Like if SMCI starts turning down and NVIDIA hasn't yet, it's been given a good heads up, just FYI. Okay, I will analyze. We're opening up inside yesterday's range. Let me give you some levels. You can screenshot this if you'd like. So those are your resistance levels and your support levels on DWAC. We're closer to yesterday's low than we are to yesterday's high. I don't think that bodes well for the bulls, but this name has been absolutely insane, so I'm not going to make any predictions. If you're looking to trade this, I would just wait for tightening ranges. If you're in the chat room, yesterday I posted this 15-minute tightening range and it broke bull, and you play the break and boom, you're up $10. So just wait for tightening ranges or stair steps and then play the breaks, and don't have any type of cognitive bias as to which way you think it's going to go. Just play the direction it does go. Nestor, I don't make predictions like that on Netflix, whether it's going to hit $600. It absolutely could, but these type of moves, if I had 2 or 3, depending on how many calls you have, but I would take profit on, you can see I was looking at the 1 second yesterday. You can take profit at open. All right, that's my timer. I have to go and set up the other stream. I hope you have a wonderful day and use stop losses.